Hey everybody, Eric here from the MMG. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking some more Noble Legacy. They have a community update that came out yesterday. This is September the 4th is when it released. And well, it answered a lot of questions. I love what they had changed with the roadmap, and we're going to cover all that in this video. The first thing we're going to talk about is the first announcement. We have a new NPC named Heather. And she has her whole little backstory. She is a silver-tongued beauty who works in the bars, but she wants something more. I love that they're creating backstories for these characters and NPCs because, as you know, that's going to help you care more about your villagers, want them to get married, want them to have children, whatever their desires are. So I really, really like this approach that they're taking with introducing new NPCs. But the biggest news is not that. The biggest news is the updated roadmap. And here I've tried to show the roadmap side by side. I know this isn't the best view, but I think you'll get the hang of what I'm doing here. On the left-hand side is the original roadmap. This actually came out before the game was even released. This is what they had planned. And now on the right-hand side, you'll see where it says Wildlands' new roadmap up there. That's the new one for autumn of 2025. I'll show you the rest of the new one here in a second. But I just wanted to compare because as you can see, they've shifted Wildlands over to the autumn update, and originally it was the winter update. And they've also shifted some priorities because they've been listening to feedback. But as you can see, wildlife is still there. That was one that was going to be original. Hunters and wildlife was the original, but they're calling it wildlife now. The tools update, so that one is in this update now. Animal husbandry, that was going to be originally in the winter one, so that stayed. The fishing mini game is there, and now they've added the construction workshop, which is exciting to have in there, and then the Lord's Manor, or which was originally called the player housing, I think, right? So they just renamed that, but it's still there in the update. All right, so here's just a look at the new roadmap. This way it's not so confusing. We can all see this here. What they've basically done is they have taken Hearth and Heart and moved it to the end of the line, and then moved the other ones, Wildlands, which was originally Winter, up, and then Life and Death up in Winter spot, and then shifted the focus. I think this is a very smart move because a lot of the things that people are wanting were in that original Hearth and Heart planned update, and the romance, the gift giving, people love that stuff. The castle building, which was actually in the original one for Hearth and Heart for Autumn, they've already started to implement that. So that's already kind of there, and that's why you'll see it's not really on the list anymore. So some of the stuff they've started to implement and it's already in the game. And then obviously they've added the multiplayer, which is now coming. Yes, you heard that right, multiplayer. I'll talk about that here in a second, but it is coming, confirmed in the winter update coming up. So that's a look at the roadmap. I love what they're doing with the game. I like that they're listening to player feedback. Let's talk a little bit more about the rest of the update. All right, the rest of the news we got is that we've been talking about multiplayer. I mentioned it briefly that we at least have planted the seed that we thought it would be a good idea. They agreed. They've been listening to it. And they say it's coming now. Due to the overwhelming feedback and requests, we've decided to align on multiplayer co op, which is slated for the Life and Death update. How amazing is that? So, Life and Death is actually the winter update. So, that's coming way sooner than I even anticipated. I figured if we were going to get cooperative, it would come like after the spring update. But they moved it up. I love it. I can't wait to check this out. Other things that we get, they had some new localizations, always a great thing to be able to expand to a wider audience. And then the incoming patch. So, like I said, they've been patching this game very regularly. And so now we have a new patch, and it looks like a lot of good things. They added new mines, several new lakes and ponds throughout the map. So this does one thing that I love. You're going to be able to build your village in a lot of locations now, not have to worry about resources as much, which is awesome. They have NPC hosting conversations with no longer idle while waiting for their partner. So this is cool. This is a bug that was happening. You would see them do this. I'm glad they got that fixed, or they improved the AI version of it. Navigation updates improved to reduce NPCs taking unnecessary detours. There we go. Harold again taking his detour, his smoke break, long time around. No more. That will be no more, hopefully. Adjusted navigation within mineshaft tunnels for better AI pathing. I didn't really notice this, but I also didn't live in the mine very much. I kind of went in there and got resources when I needed. I didn't really watch my AI going in there. They fixed the Foundry recipe issue between the Foundry and the tavern. That was something people were running into a lot. Fixed the issues with berries being placed into wood piles. I saw this one a lot too, so I'm glad that one's fixed. They fixed workers not mining iron, another big bug for me because iron is a resource you need later game, and I just was not getting enough of it. fixed crafting jobs, crafted items, storage messaging. I saw this one a lot. I hopefully they got it all fixed because there was a lot of messages popping up mid to late game, and it was getting kind of annoying. So I'm excited to see that on the list here. They fixed out of sync recruitment pool timers. I wasn't really noticing that one, but it definitely could have been happening for me. They did various fixes to NPCs, decorative placements, part placements for building pieces, art and visual fixes. So they have some really good weather effects in this game, and I know it takes a lot to refine those and get them to look right. And a lot of other optimizations only going to help performance. I love this. Great patch from the dev team. Only 3 weeks in, we've seen some major patches, some major content added already, and a new roadmap. I'm so excited for this game. If you like to support indie games, check out Noble Legacy. It's available on Steam right now for 25 bucks. I've been having a blast with it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have yourself a great day.